Mr. Chair, enough is enough. Kami sa Tondo, mga batang Tondo, hindi kami papayag sa mga taong ganyan. Let's try to dig deep. Sino ba nanggugulo sa Pilipinas? Sino ba ang pumapasok? Sino ba ang agresor?
Mr. Chair, can I proceed already?
Yes, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Isang magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Sa loob po ng 2 taon, nagsimula po ang ating administrasyon sa pagpapublicize ng mga insidente na nangyayari sa West Philippine Sea, ay nakita po natin ang mataas na bilang ng pagtaas ng fake news and disinformation and misinformation pagdating sa usapin ng West Philippine Sea. Sa loob po ng 2 taon, na inanalyze po namin ang mga fake news, peddlers, and trolls na nagpapakalat ng maling informasyon. According to our analysis, we can actually came up with 3 levels of fake news purveyors in terms of social media platforms. The first one is what we call the initiators. Ito po ang mga kilala po nating social media influencers na nagbibigay ng maling informasyon pagdating sa usapin ng West Philippine Sea. On the later part of my presentation, I will discuss what are those information that they are using to counter the factual narrative of the Philippine government. At the same time, the initiators have high number of followers. Marami po silang followers sa different social media platforms, whether sa X, sa Facebook, sa Instagram, or sa TikTok. Sila po ang kinikilala nating mas known figure pagdating sa pagpapakalat ng maling impormasyon. We call them initiators because if we're going to trace the misinformation and fake news about West Philippine Sea, sila ang pinakaunang mga tao na nagpakalat ng maling impormasyon na to. The next level is what we call the disseminators. Gaya po ng sinabi ni Kabayan Noli de Castro, marami po tayong trolls sa social media na soulless account. Alam po nating wala silang totoong identity, newly created ang account, but these disseminators are being used by the initiators to spread this initiated information na mali. Sila po ay walang kilalang known network, but they are used only to spread this misinformation and fake news about the West Philippine Sea. And then the third one is what we call the reposters. Ito po mga reposters ay kapwa po natin mga Pilipino. Maaaring sila po ay sumusuporta lamang kay initiator o meron silang sinusuportahan na politiko na umaayon dito sa narrative na ito na mali naman. And then the last level is what we call the general public. The general public is actually the victim of the disinformation and fake news in the social media. Dahil po sa mga maling impormasyon na ito na ipinapakalat sa West Philippine Sea, ay nahahati po ang opinyon ng ating mga kababayang Pilipino. Minsan po naniniwala silang walang West Philippine Sea, minsan naniniwala silang tayo ay inuudyukan lamang ng Amerika, minsan sila ay naniniwala na ang gobyerno mismo ang gumugulo pagdating sa usapin ng West Philippine Sea. Next slide, sir. Ngayon ang tanong po ay who are these initiators? No? Gaya po ng sinabi ko kanina, the initiators are the ones who start the conversation. They are the ones who spread the initial fake news and misinformation. At ang account nila ay may mataas na bilang ng follower. At most of the time, the initiators are known or recognized na social media influencer. At ang posting nila sa social media are always publicly posted. Hindi po ito nalilimit lamang sa kanilang mga followers or friends. Intentionally, their postings are made public so that it can be easily shared ng kanilang mga disseminators at ng kanilang mga followers. Next slide. The initiator social media lines. Over the course of time and analyzing the lines of these initiators who spread fake news in the West Philippine Sea, it can actually be divided into 6 parts. Ang una sa lahat is yung sinasabi nilang, we do not have legal basis in our fight in the West Philippine Sea. Ilang beses na po nating narinig yan. Later, I will discuss all of this, how they make use of these lines as a way for them to mislead the Filipino people. Second, ang West Philippine Sea ay hindi natin primary concern. Ito daw ay hindi dumudugtong sa sikmura ng ordinaryong Pilipino, kung kaya't ang ordinaryong Pilipino ay hindi dapat makialam sa isyu ng West Philippine Sea. Pangatlo, Philippines is one escalating the tension in the West Philippine Sea. Sinasabi po nila na ang Coast Guard or BFAR or other agencies of the government are the ones responsible for the escalation of tension in the West Philippine Sea. At ang pang-apat po is the fear-mongering, ang pananakot po sa ating mga kababayang Pilipino na kapag patuloy nating tinindigan ang laban natin sa West Philippine Sea, ay magkakaroon po ng gera. At ang panglima po, ang Philippines is only dictated by the United States. Ilang beses na rin po nating narinig ito na ang nangyayari sa West Philippine Sea ay galing lamang po sa pag-uudyok ng Estados Unidos. And the last part is that the West Philippine Sea spokesperson, kasama ko po si Jonathan Malaya at ang iba pong mga akademya na dumidepensa sa paninindigan natin sa West Philippine Sea, has always been a victim of disinformation and fake news. Next slide, sir. For their line na we do not have legal basis, paulit-ulit po nilang sinasabi na ang West Philippine Sea is just a fiction. Ito po ay gawa-gawa lamang daw nung panahon ni Pangulong Noynoy Aquino at wala naman daw po tayong basihan. Secondly, they always downplay the 2016 Arbitral Award. Hina-highlight nila na despite of the 2016 Arbitral Award, which is internationally recognized as a landmark victory for the Philippine government, they always downplay this, saying it is very difficult for this current administration to get the support of the international community because it cannot be reinforced. The second one is, we're the one escalating the tension. Kung makikita po natin ang mga posting ng mga tao na to, lagi nilang ang sinisisi ay ang Philippine Coast Guard. Kami daw po ang bumangga sa China Coast Guard. Kami daw po ang dahilan kung nagdala ng mga isda doon, kaya nagkaroon ng gulo sa Baho de Masinloc. Instead of criticizing the aggression and unlawful activity of the Chinese Coast Guard, Philippine Coast Guard po ang nilalagay nila sa kanilang mga posts trying to distort the reality of what's really happening in the West Philippine Sea. Next slide, sir. At ang narrative na ang Pilipinas po ay inuudyukan lamang ng Amerika. Ito po ay paulit-ulit din nilang sinasabi, ang West Philippine Sea ay gawa-gawa lamang daw po ng Amerikano. Ang Amerika din daw po ang nagdikta ng naratibo natin pagdating sa usapin ng West Philippine Sea. At ang kanila pong favorite line, the transparency initiative of the Philippine government is actually dictated by Mr. Ray Powell, na paulit-ulit din binabanggit ni Mr. Mark Lopez sa kanyang social media posts. And then the next one is, West Philippine Sea spokesmen are pro-US and accepting bribes. I have been a victim of disinformation and fake news. Sinabi nilang CIA ako, sinabi nilang pro-US ako, sinabi nilang pumunta ako sa bahay ni Speaker at meron daw akong 3 black bag. Sinabi rin nilang tumatanggap ako ng $4 million as part of my talent fee sa US Embassy. Panglima po, WPS is not our primary concern. They are confusing the Filipino people by saying poverty is the main issue of the Filipino people and not the West Philippine Sea. Kanila pong binibigyan ng confusion ulit ang mga kababayan natin para sabihin they should not care about our fight in the West Philippine Sea. And then the last one, sir, is fear-mongering. There will be war. Ilang beses na po nating narinig ito sa ating mga social media trolls. Sinasabi nilang kapag patuloy na pinanindigan ang ating laban sa West Philippine Sea, ay maraming mamamatay na Pilipino, hindi kaya ng Armed Forces of the Philippines na tindigan ang pakikipaglaban sa China. Pero simula po na naging Pangulo si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, for almost 3 years now, he has been standing firm of not surrendering a square inch of our territory to any foreign power. Pero wala naman po tayong digmaan na naririnig pa. And then the last one, sir. Next slide. Next slide. Kung makikita po natin ang posting netong tinatawag nating mga initiators, there are actually 3 intersection points na common sa kanila. Una, they always counter our position in the West Philippine Sea. Secondly, kung titingnan din po natin ang posting nila, they also defend Alice Go and the Pogo. Third, they are also denying the presence of Chinese spies na nahuli ng NBI noong mga nakaraang buwan. Just to give you an example, I would like to share with you the posting of certain Miss Ana Malindog-Uy. I'm not saying that she is the one really managing this expose because I don't know her personally, but this is actually a public post. She said, with regard to Pogo, ano daw ang sabi ni DASA, upgraded ang Pogo seriously? Last August 6, 2024. She also commented, investigasyon ng Kongreso sa issue ng Pogo, nakakahiya. And then when it comes to the issue of the spies, last January 29, 2025, she also posted, do we really think that a superpower like China would send someone unqualified to spy on the Philippines? And when it comes to the harassment of the Chinese Coast Guard, she also said, study the two footage carefully and draw your own conclusion. Note the time that when the collision happened, according to the reports and based on the footage, the Philippine Coast Guard ship MRB 4410 suddenly turned right and rammed into the Chinese Coast Guard. Again, she is actually narrating a narrative that it is the Philippine Coast Guard who rammed the China Coast Guard vessel. Miss Ana Malindog-Uy, I don't know her, but again, these are public posts. And I would also like to share to the Honorable Committee the article written by Mr. Ado Paglinawan. He also wrote about Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo, suggesting that she is being disgracefully grilled by the senators. And when it comes to the spies, he also wrote an article 2 months ago saying that it's a mistaken identity is a result of sheer incompetence. And when it comes to the issue of the West Philippine Sea, publicly posted last February 27, he said the West Philippine Sea lunacy continues as China Coast Guard simply ignores our cheers. These are the types of the issues that I would like to present to the Honorable Committee, sir, to highlight that the issue of disinformation and fake news is actually countering our own position in the West Philippine Sea. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
We'll now proceed to the interpellation. Ernest Junicio, representative, is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you to our colleagues. Commodore J. Tarela, magandang hapon po sa inyo. And thank you very much for the detailed presentation. Actually, marami po akong tatanungin sa inyo, supposedly, but it was already answered by most of the questions na tatanungin, nasagot na po ng presentation ninyo. Commodore J, alam ko yung laban nyo sa West Philippine Sea eh. I would see you in the news, yung mga fake news naman na kayo yung dinidiin pa na masama. Yung masakit kasi dito, Mr. Chair, kung sino na yung nilulusob, sino na yung inaargabyado, yung pa may kasalanan. This has to stop. So, Mr. Chair, just like to ask a few more questions kay Commodore J. Commodore J, ito bang ano bang talagang diferensya sa opinion ninyo yung pagkakaiba ng opinion sa fake news?
Mr. Chair? Well, para sa akin po, Honorable Congressman, sir, no? Ang usapin po ng West Philippine Sea should not be subjected to your own opinion. Actually, as part of the transparency initiative of the Philippine government, we have been disclosing factual reports, no? Incidents that really happened, supported by photos and videos, to show the Filipino people what really transpired. So if you are a blogger or a social media influencer trying to counter such narrative, I think we should understand everybody's entitled for their own opinion, but disclose countering a factual narrative of what really transpired with regard to our own national security is really a concern.
Yes, thank you for that. Mr. Chair, kasi yung West Philippine Sea, in my humble opinion, di lang naman kasi to geographic location, it's a symbol of our sovereignty. If I remember it correctly, Commodore J, di ba, nung last hearing natin, meron pa nga na nagke-claim na lumalabas sa mga fake news na yung Palawan, pagmamayari ng China. Tama po ba?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's very alarming, Mr. Chair, lahat ng nangyayari na to eh. So, alam ko nag-imbestiga na kayo dito, Sir Commodore J. Ano po ba mga naobserbahan nyo? You mentioned kanina mga initiators. Ano ba to? Mga Pilipino ba to? Chinese? Or we don't know for certain?
Well, right now, Mr. Chair, what we have are only public posting of social media accounts. Just like what the former Vice President mentioned, we cannot really ascertain whether these people are the ones managing those accounts dahil hindi naman talaga natin alam kung sila yon.
Mr. Chair, may nabanggit po kanina na si Ana Malindogoy.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Do we know, Mr. Chair, does this committee have any information na bisita po ba natin siya ngayon or Filipino vlogger po ba to? Or...
Sino? Si Mark Lopez?
Hindi po, si Ana Malindogoy, mentioned by Commodore Tariela earlier, Mr. Chair.
Did we invite this personality? Unfortunately, she was not included. Is that a female?
Yes, Mr.
She
Chair.
was not included in the invitation to the resource persons.
Maybe,
Because there-
thank you, Mr. Chair. Maybe it would be prudent since Commodore Tariela mentioned some posts that are very detrimental for our sovereignty and for the safety and security for our country, that probably this individual, be it true or not, we can try to find out through the committee and have this person invited and probably shed more light to the posts that was shared by Commodore Tariela, Mr. Chair.
Comsec, please take note. This individual will be invited for the next hearing.
Moving on, Mr. Chair, yung 2016, as mentioned by Commodore Tariela, yung arbitral award. In my humble opinion, ito napakalinaw na eh, na pagmamayari ng bansa natin, yung kinokontest ng ibang bansa eh. What I don't understand is, bakit kinokontra pa to? Commodore Tariela, ang gusto ko lang malaman, meron po ba tayong specific Filipinos identified who are, you know, masasabi natin na pro-China?
Well, Mr. Chair, if we're going to base on the social media posting of what they, how they appreciate the 2016 Arbitral Award and how they downplay our fight in the West Philippine Sea, I would say that they are really going against our national security and that they are not pro-Philippines, Mr. Chair. However, I would also like to add that what is difficult for us on the Philippine Coast Guard is that we cannot really identify whether these people who are using such accounts are those actual people named with that social media account, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, I would like to request that all the information that has been presented by Commodore Tariela, also yung mga vloggers na hindi naman natin ma-determine kung tao ba o Pilipino ba, baka makuha natin yung mga handle nila, and maybe NBI or someone from our government can really check. Mr. Chair, this has to stop. We have to find out who these people are. Okay, baka mga Chinese to, o kung hindi man, baka mga Pilipino na napinagkakalulo yung bansa natin. This has to stop. This is the reason why we have this hearing, you know, to shed light and to stop the fake news na nakaka-apekto na doon sa sovereignty ng ating bansa, Mr. Chair. Also, nakakabagabag kanina yung presentation ni Commodore Tariela na hindi lang pala West Philippine Sea, na nagduduktong-duktong din to dun sa Pogo, o na dinidepensahan pa nila, na naduduktong pa doon kay Alice Guo, na allegedly, na spy, na, you know, ang narrative nila all about pro-China eh. So, Mr. Chair, na again, kay Commodore Tariela, kung hindi naman kalabisan sa inyo, please give this committee a copy of all the information that has been gathered by on your side sa Philippine Coast Guard, and we will try to dig deeper and find out who these people are and put a stop to it. It will also give guidance to us on the laws that we will be making to determine, Mr. Chair. Ito na nga yung pinag-uusapan last hearing tsaka ngayon eh. With what Congressman Rog was saying earlier, na importante talaga na naka-register yung mga tao sa account ng mga social media eh. anyone can simply make an account, gagawa ng false claims kung ano-ano, tapos ini-influence yung mga Pilipino. But I do believe Filipinos are very smart at walang Pilipinong tunay na magkakalulo. Ang hindi ko maintindihan, kung meron man, ano bang reason nila? Is it political or is it because of monetary gains? But there should be no Filipino na dapat ipagpapalit mo yung bansa mo para sa mga idol nyong politiko o para lamang sa pera, kapalit ang sovereignty at security ng ating bansa. This has to stop. So again, Mr. Chair, may I manifest that we really have to find out who these people are. We will not stop. The committee will not stop. And again, ako lang, simple manifestation, Mr. Chair. To Filipino vloggers, minsan nakikarried away tayo sa mga nababasa natin o napapanood. Last hearing, tinanong ko yung mga vloggers natin. Sinabi naman nila na walang naniniwala sa kanila na ang Palawan parte ng China. Yun na pinapakalat online Ako yayayain ko lang yung ibang vloggers natin, no? I know masipag kayo mag-post o gumawa ng iba't ibang content. Why not do a content that will protect our country? Why not do a content, meron kayong mga following meron kayong mga taong naniniwala sa inyo. Isn't it prudent enough for a Filipino na kung gagawa ka na lang ng content mo, it's to fight for our country. Sometimes nalulungkot ako kay Commodore Tariela, tinitira pa ng ibang tao na tuta daw ng Amerika. Tapos yung Amerika minsan tinitira na yun daw may gusto ng gulo. No. Let's try to dig deep. Sino ba nang gugulo sa Pilipinas? Sino ba ang pumapasok? Sino ba ang agresor? Mr. Chair, enough is enough. Kami sa Tondo, mga batang Tondo, hindi kami papayag sa mga taong ganyan. So, Mr. Chair, again, I appeal sana sa mga kaibigan nating vloggers, if you are true Filipinos, let's all work together. O i-prove natin na maka-Pilipino tayo at makabansa tayong Pilipinas. Labanan natin ang negative news ng China and let's stand for our country. One flag, one country, and one Filipino. Thank you, Mr. Chair.